Hey, yo, what up? I'm Josh Martinez inside of our Duncan Music Lounge in New York City with our guest, Chase Atlantic.
We got little microphones. Welcome. This is very intimate.
How are you all feeling? Beautiful. Excited? Very cool.
The amount of nerves in this room just for being this close to you guys, by the way, it's high, and I like it a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous myself.
I get nervous being around myself and these guys too.
Fair. All these years together means nothing. Still get nervous.
No, every day.
They're brothers as well. They still get nervous.
So you guys performed last night, Barclays Center.
Yes. Did anyone go to it? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I see the merch. Nice.
So going from smaller, more intimate venues to an arena like Barclays Center and beyond, what's the biggest change from a performance standpoint for you guys?
I think the size of the crowd.
What's the energy like, though? The energy difference?
It like performing. That was our first ever arena show, and it's so cool to say that we did that in like Brooklyn, New York City. You know what I mean? That was amazing. The energy difference is, it's definitely like a different kind of buzz, of like the atmosphere. I don't know. For the people who were there last night, like you could definitely feel that it's very high energy. I don't know if you guys have like maybe like lost some of your hearing. Yeah, your voice, how your voice is doing. Your voices aren't really holding up. That's good. That means you guys will remember it for a long time to come. That's very important. But like being our first arena show, it was nuts.
I think we did a great job because sometimes I heard like when you move to like a big arena, there's a lot more disconnect.
Yeah, no,
You
we had
go way
everyone
further
standing.
away from the crowd, and then the seats go far back. So you guys were fucking amazing, and
No swearing.
beat me out.
One more swear word, you're
No more.
done.
All right.
One more swear word, and you got to buy everybody donuts.
Okay.
Those are the.
I'll buy them anyway, but yeah, go.
Those are the fucking rules, okay?
Hey, there he is.
Those are the rules. So, are there? By the way, there are a lot of fans here, and they sent in some questions. So I'd like to read a few.
Beautiful.
You guys sent them in?
Yes, they did via
That's
DM.
nice.
So Bree had a really good one that kind of talks about this. Where's Bree? Bree.
Hi.
What emotions and experiences have come from the change and the journey over the last few years?
I mean, experience-wise, there's been like we made this most recent album very recently. Actually, like we spent 3 years maybe like with the idea of making it, but we didn't actually make it until this last
Till
year.
February.
Yeah, February till this year.
We
And
tried. We
yeah.
failed.
We went through like a lot of like trials and tribulations throughout our life, and so like experience-wise, that was very it was challenging, but this really good album came out of it. And then what was the other half again?
Not just like just the emotions and experiences over the last
A
couple
lot
of
of
years.
emotions, ton of emotions.
So, you know, we moved out. We used to all live together. So it's the first time living independently. And it's hard to get the band literally back together.
Yeah,
To
Well,
turn it back on and to
our
be Chase
schedules.
Atlantic. We're just individuals. So to turn back that Chase Atlantic is hard at the start. But then the spark happens and then you're able to
Yeah.
talk about your feelings and your emotions.
I
And
feel like we always talk about our feelings and emotions, but
Yeah. It's not like
able to express them
Yeah.
properly in song form.
even when we weren't Chase Atlantic we still were Chase Atlantic, but we're just brothers at the end of it, you know?
And we also record ourselves and produce ourselves. So we're trying to like upgrade the gear, and it's kind of heavy, to be honest. That big box that we built, it's just hard to lug around different places. We're like, where are we going to record today? We're like, oh, do we really want to take it over there?
I just kept throwing it in my Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good.
So you were 3.5 years in between albums. So I'll start with you, Mitchell. When did you realize that like the time was right to start in February, as you said?
We were like, okay, we should probably make this album.
When everything we posted was like, where's the damn album?
Yeah.
Everything.
And there's a lot of, you know what I mean? There was a lot of excitement around Beauty and Death, and I think it's definitely important to let an album marinate. If you start releasing albums too quickly, one after the other, they lose their kind of value. They lose that special something. And there's no flex in saying like, yo, I made this song in the studio in 5 minutes. That's another thing I see like a lot of artists doing. It's like,
But I think that when artists talk about that, the reason why it is a big deal is because it's very rare. It's very rare to figure out like, hey, we went into the studio to write a song, and 90 minutes later, it's this huge hit. Like that's why people talk about it because it is so rare.
Yeah, there's some people who talk about it where it's not a huge hit. We definitely have done it ourselves, but it's not like something where like we're so quick and efficient. It's just something that happens spontaneously, and that's always cool. Like when we made Out the Roof, that was just like a freestyle, and then we made the music video the next day.
So the kind of, I guess, official comeback was Die For Me. Were there any nerves when kind of dropping that song?
Hell yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah.
But I think we planned that song because we thought it was so cool. Like that was the main thing we thought was like we want to come back with a song that we really like that we think's cool.
It
And
had some like appeal to it. It was
Yeah.
like chill a little bit, and it was a sleeper.
It was a sleeper. So I think we really strategically planned that in our heads because we were like, this is such a cool song. So I personally didn't have too many nerves, but I know you did. I know you did.
What about you, Clinton?
I felt the same way. Like, and here's the crazy thing: we were actually in the middle of still mixing and mastering the album when that single was supposed to drop, and we actually hadn't worked on that one fully yet, like on the mixing and mastering end. And I was like, you know what, these guys are right. This is a pretty cool
We
song.
got given.
I just casually said to Christian, I'm like, so I think we're gonna drop Die For Me in 2 days. Are you ready to go? And we're like, oh
we're with
dang,
Seth.
we got to get to the studio right now.
We're with Seth, and he just casually drops. We have 48 hours to finish this song.
And I'm super casual about it because I'm like, this is a cool
so
song.
we had to drop everything else we were doing for the other songs and just
It was
focus
fine.
on that.
There was like no sleep for like the 48 hours, but it was worth it.
But are you guys all perfectionists to the point where
100%.
it is a pain in the ass? Like those 48 hours are stressful?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much there. Like when it comes to the mixing mastering point, like we'd pretty much like all the vocal takes are done. You know what I mean? Like all the production's done. All the like very very crucial elements that we think like kind of make the songs what they are. They were done, but the EQing and the mastering and like the mixing at the end is still important to an extent. But if we didn't have it, it wouldn't be the exact same, but it would still be like almost enough, if that makes sense. But we are perfectionists, like yeah, we definitely are. So even the smallest details we think are huge.
Yeah.
Huge gaps.
So even like the little if when you really listen to the song, like this is ad libs in the background that Mitchell did, and they kind of orchestrated and composed in a way. It's very subtle, but they're like layered almost like instruments and like a choir in the background.
Oh yeah,
And
also
we wanted to keep that consistency for the whole album.
There was a 48-hour period. Was it the 48 hours I had to come up with the counter melody? At the
Yeah, and you
beginning?
sent it to me.
Yeah, and then I had to
But
record
then
it at
to
home,
mix
yeah.
it in, you have to like.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be as coherent with the whole album, the finished product, and we didn't have the full finished product yet. So we're like, this is gonna be the standard. So let's really
That
let's
was really like
hone in
setting
on
the
this one.
tone for the rest of the
But
album.
that's the OCD side.
But was that helpful taking that approach? Because now you know at least the groundwork is set up for the rest of the album.
Well, we work best under pressure, and I mean Christian. I'll say this: Christian is pretty good at it, but Mitchell and I are the biggest procrastinators in the world. And it's true. I get everything done like super last minute because I'm in a rush and I'm panicking. So
I procrastinate certain things. Like playing video games.
But getting up in the morning.
diamonds are made under pressure. So
That's beautiful.
I'm thinking we made
So
a song
what's
about it.
when you guys are going into the studio? When you guys are going into the studio for a songwriting session, what's that process like for each of you individually?
We definitely don't go into the studio for a songwriting session. When we make a song, it's kind of just like hopping in the booth and then coming up with melodies, and then if certain words catch it, or if the instrumentals name something, we'll definitely use that as inspiration, because you name your instrumental, so we make the full instrumental first, so it can stand by itself without lyrics on top. So there's a lot of effort that goes into that, and so we'll grab like a word from the title of the instrumental, and then kind of in the booth just like coming up with stuff, and then it's just the three of us, so it's just I like that, try this, do that, and then at the end of the day, like when it really comes down to the nitty gritty, like in terms of wordplay, I would go sit in the car for like a couple hours in dead silence and then come back when we do Crass's verse. Like we'll just like work through it until it's done.
So, who do you guys have listening to your music when you guys are done? Before you kind of master it all, whose advice do you kind of get?
It's ours.
So
It's
just the
not-
three of you,
Yes, it's basically just.
We have a
us.
good team around us who we trust, but there's nobody we really trust more than each other's
Yeah.
judgment.
But like we send it out to like Joel and Benj Madden, and they just get excited every time. They're like, "Damn, this
They
is
get
this is
excited
better.
about
This is
everything,
even
so
better."
it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
So you're like, you just telling us this at this point? We're like, I guess.
I remember
so.
like when we were like 1/3 through the album making process, and I was like, I don't know how to make music anymore. I'm not certain about any of these songs. These are cool songs, but I don't know how to get them to where they need to be. And then all of a sudden, you just have you're very close to the finish line. You're like, wow, we did this.
So when you have that moment of questioning yourself, right? At the, I mean, that becomes a confidence issue, basically, that we all go through on our daily lives.
That really sets back like any kind of progress, because you got to tackle that first.
How do you get through that?
It's kind of we do it to ourselves. We're kind of very private about it for some reason. We don't share it. Like we show it like some very close people, and then at the same time we're like maybe we should because we're questioning ourselves. But then we just trust our gut instinct and it comes out. So
And like people will say like, yeah, it's good, but it's like, all right, you're saying it's good, but how good is it? Is it good enough to be like better than what we did last time? You know what I mean?
Especially if
so-
you're your own worst critic.
Yeah.
but then we get to release like a couple little snippets and then like a single, and then these guys will appreciate
You
it so
guys-
much.
you guys
And then-
give it its
and then we're
value.
like, oh, thank goodness that we did it.
No, you guys definitely give it its value, because we make the music and we're like, we're pretty sure this is good music. And then you guys are like, it's good music. And we're like, all right, cool.
That's kind of why we do the snippets, and then you guys come on and you're like, "Oh, this sounds amazing." And we read everything, and we're like, "All right, cool." We're on
Christian's on that. He
I'm
reads
on
that.
the-
He
I
sees
read
everything.
all.
That's it.
I think I've read about 20,000 "Where is the album?" So we
Yeah,
need
no,
the album.
He was pressing us. Christian was like, we need to finish this
I'm
shit.
like, you guys, look at
I
these
swore.
messages.
We finally
on.
got the answer.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
album, we're gonna get it this week. I'm gonna ask you individually, and we can start with Clinton. What's your favorite song on the album, and why? That way, when they listen to it Friday when it drops, they'll jump into it a little more and have a little different appreciation for it.
Well, for me, like, because I took a lot of the back end, like spending a couple of months with the mixing and mastering, it changed for me. So there was a couple. So I really loved Ricochet. Like that was like one of my standout favorites for sure. But then it was really fun actually with Doubt It when Mitchell and Christian went back to back with the, and then again getting to edit that end part when it slows down.
Stealing all the songs.
I'm gonna say all.
I was gonna say
I'm
he's gonna do the whole
album.
track list.
But I also really appreciate the final song on the album.
That's 3.
I got that's yeah. So
You have to pick your favorite song. Just say it.
Right now, as of October 29th, 30th.
All the
right?
songs are already there. They're great at. Pick your favorite.
if you were doing like a Spotify like, if you're doing like that Spotify mix where it fades between two songs, it'd be Ricochet and Mess Me Up.
Oh my God! He said 5 songs.
Said another one.
Pick one.
Okay, I'll pick one.
Pick one.
No,
It was
sorry,
Mess
Mess Me. Oh no, sorry.
Oh no! Mess Me Up is your choice.
The
You
I
pick-
said the final
You
song
pick
already.
Mess Me Up.
No,
That's
I
it.
said the final song on the album.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Mess
say
Me
it.
Up. You said Mess Me
No,
Up. You don't get it. You
Don't
get it.
laugh.
No more.
He said
Oh,
6.
6. Oh my God.
So I said half the album. I'm gonna say Amy.
Why? See, that's how you do it. That's
No,
how
I
you
think
answer the
Amy.
question.
Amy was one that was a really cool process at the very end, and I think how it turned out it's just the one I probably listened to the most.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
definitely the most interesting, and because it was so far apart from all the other songs.
Yeah, and little things that would get sprinkled on it last
Yeah.
minute just completely changed the song. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, no.
You can say the same songs.
No. I'm trying to think of the songs. Which one is my favorite?
Which could obviously change. It's pretty fluid. this
Yeah,
list.
I feel like it does change, but I haven't listened to the album much since we finished it. I think that's just kind of like a thing that I personally do because I like to be like surprised by the songs again. I don't know why.
Is anyone coming to the listening party tonight?
You guys
Okay,
will
cool.
hear.
Well, we're excited to hear it again as well.
I think hours lost. I think, but for now, it'll change.
So I have more fan questions here. Gracelyn Ray, raise your hand. There she goes. So you guys are currently
Nice
on
shot.
tour. Favorite American city to perform in, aside from New York City, obviously.
I mean, our first arena show being in New York City, the bar's so high. And then last time we played, it was Pier 17 2 nights in a row, and that was beautiful. So like, it's tough.
17?
Such a unique venue too.
Yeah, it was Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Raleigh, yeah.
Raleigh.
We're Australia. G'day, mate. Raleigh.
Good day, mate.
But no, that was a cool show. Like, just the venue and the people, they were vibing, and that was very surprising. North Carolina actually really showed up this time.
It was cool because it was an amphitheater. It was outdoors. You know what I mean?
I have a quick wait. So,
But then Washington was just as
only
good.
one person went to Pier 17. Whoa.
That's
so,
nice.
so these are all
Damn.
you guys,
You guys
are
are
all
all new.
pretty new to Chase Atlantic? No, just didn't go to that concert.
You just like,
Okay.
we didn't like you enough
Times were
yet.
rough that year.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
So who came last night again? And whose first time was that seeing us?
Oh wow.
Yeah, see, this is pretty cool.
That's a
That's
growth.
what I'm saying.
That shows growth.
Love
We
that.
love
Very
that.
cool.
Gracelyn also had a question. Dream collaborations.
I mean, yeah.
Travis Scott.
Young Thug, Free Thugger. It's so tough. There's so many people that we're still fans of, and like I think that's like the most important thing is just like we're still fans of these people. We don't meet many people. We're pretty introverted.
Skrillex.
Yeah, Skrillex, Matt Healy.
Matt Healy. George
George
Daniels,
Daniels.
1975 drummer.
And then production-wise, probably Kevin from Tame Impala.
Yeah, Tame Impala.
I mean, it's just.
But like doing like a mashup between our sound and his sound.
Kind of like what he did on Skeletons.
Yeah, with Travis Scott, yeah.
Yeah, Travis Scott. Weekend.
The Weeknd. Who would you like us to collab with?
I always wanted to hear The Weeknd because I heard this one mashup one time and it was like what is it? Die for You and Die for Me mix up and I was like, bro.
Does it sound good? Does it work?
I have a
That's
question
nice.
too for them.
sounds like it's like you singing to The Weeknd.
What female artist would you envision? Anyone?
I like Aurora.
Okay, that's
Alexis
That's
Monroe.
a good suggestion. All right, we'll keep it in mind.
Aurora. I like Aurora. She's beautiful.
She's
has, like,
she's playing at the venue.
yeah. She has like the folk. Yeah, she just
I
does
saw her
like the
name up.
folklore type music. Chapelwood.
Tate McRae. That would be really cool.
Yeah, no, she's actually she's a fan, so that's cool. Yeah, we could work on doing that.
She does
in
well
real
in a
life.
lot of different genres too. Like her sound fits different types of
Yeah.
genres.
We
which I
hung
think
out.
works
We hung
well.
out with her actually a few months ago, and she was super nice. And she's a fan of the music, so it might happen. You never know.
Canadians are naturally nice.
Yeah, people of the Commonwealth, I think, where Americans are very. Well, a lot of you. I'm sorry, I'm stereotyping.
Go right
Apologies.
ahead. It's fine. It's cool.
You guys are pretty straight, especially in New York. You guys are right to the point. You guys are, you know what I mean? You know
I
stuff.
think the mindset for New York City is that we're going from point A to point B. We don't care about
yeah,
anything in between.
don't beat around the bush. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
I like
easier
it.
that way,
I
though.
kind of like it.
See?
I'll say though, there's some cities in America which
Sometimes
are the
I'm like,
nicest
hey,
people in
get
the
some
world as
manners.
well.
So-
Yeah, anywhere you go.
Oh
Australians,
we also suck.
Australians are turning into a bunch of little.
When
Sorry,
I'm-
turning into. We've been.
When we're
We're
in
about to go
Europe,
back. We love them.
When I'm in Europe, it's the Australians that annoy me. They're the ones that are the loudest, the drunkest. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
I think
Also,
America
when
gets a
when I
bad
was in
rap.
Japan, the Americans.
You didn't notice the Australians?
No, there wasn't many. Luckily.
So Zen XEN. Am I saying that right? Zena. Favorite artists that are Australian.
Oh, just as I was talking. Kid the Roy,
Yeah.
obviously. Tame Impala.
Yeah. Lost Dinosaurs. Do they still make
Yeah.
music? I don't know.
The Lost Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They're kind of this unique band that if they came out in this era, they would be huge. But they
Yeah.
were just a bit ahead of their time. Literally
They
dinosaurs.
could just double down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got some friends as well, like Xavier Main. I'm sure you guys all know.
Yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Cooper, Ocean Grove, Running Touch. trying to think of some.
Running
Ocean
Touch
Alley.
is cool. Yeah, Ocean Alley.
And by the way, for the
You know-
record,
you know Ocean Alley? Yeah, cool band. Huh?
Confidence.
Which one? Knees? Oh yeah. Good. They got. It's one of their big songs. Knees.
Oh, and Sticky Fingers.
And Sticky Fingers.
Are
yeah.
they still making music, or is
They're on a bit of a hiatus probably, but they were making some cool music.
hopefully it gets better?
I just want to go on the record and say that like we don't practice these questions in advance, so I literally am
Oh
putting
yeah.
them on
Oh
the
what?
spot. So no. So if someone's gonna
like no one can
talk
tell?
crap in the comments, I'm just letting it be known that they have zero prep for this stuff. Like we
Yeah.
don't do this. So if someone's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you forgot this band,"
Does it look like we had prep for this? Do we sound like we had prep?
Relax. I like that we're assuming that they're yelling in the comments.
Yeah, we prepped for this.
You're probably right. You probably are the same.
There
way as
might
the
be
album.
something. Yeah, there might be something nuts, and you have to say it. That's the crazy thing.
5 seconds of summer. There, I said it.
Oh no, we're in trouble now because we're mates.
I said it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But they're like
Totally.
they're kind of like American too now.
But they're also on a little bit of hiatus themselves.
Well,
so it's
yeah, I
on top of
don't
mind.
see that really happening again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've had opportunities with to collab with them. I know
They're
Luke
nice
Hemmings
guys.
is doing the solo stuff. His show's great.
It's always tough to come back from solo stuff.
Yeah, especially when they're doing so well in their solo stuff. But
Yeah.
I think they'll be. I think they're actually working on a record.
That would be cool.
They're busy boys too. So
So before we wrap things up, what can we expect from the album that is dropping this week?
Chaos.
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. I like
You
that.
said chaos. I said vulnerability. You get to pick one word.
One word though. Don't.
let's make that shit. Let's make that shit viral.
You're saying viral?
Yeah, let's make that shit viral.
Like
go
like
number
5-year?
That's a request.
Wait, we're in
That's a-
New
that's a
we're in New York.
request.
5-year foreign.
Oh yeah,
It's viral.
it's viral.
It's viral.
So the
Let's- number one, baby. Let's do it.
final question.
Let's
Number
go.
one.
No,
There's
a
don't worry.
third
You
in
can
the middle.
continue. You can continue.
The final question. We are in the Duncan Music Lounge,
Yes, we are.
so we could start with Clinton. If you needed to sit in a Duncan for 1 hour with any one artist, dead or alive, who are you going to be at Duncan with?
I get it. We're sponsored by Dunkin'. We're sponsored.
Yeah.
I was like, I just
Look,
picking all-
Well,
yeah.
the Dunkin', do they make vegan donuts there?
Yes.
They will specially make it for you.
They do.
Okay, so I will sit down.
Dunkin'.
We love Duncan.
Okay, so sorry. The question was.
No. If you could sit at a Duncan with any one artist, dead or alive, for 60 minutes, we could start with Clinton.
Dead ones
Honestly,
wouldn't
it'd
be
be
so
nice
good.
to talk to Skrillex for that long.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he's a great. He just has the ear.
Sonny
production
Moore.
skills.
Production. Hmm.
Yeah, Sonny Moore. Yeah, I think so.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You go, Chris.
You go first. I'm thinking.
Again, it would probably change because any artist dead or alive, and then talk to them.
Could be here for hours.
Who's someone that's like good at production and like also like songwriting themselves? Yeah, I'm saying it. Al City. Al City. Adam Young.
Yeah.
When I was very young, he was like a very huge inspiration. It's like, not that our songs are very different. You know what I mean? He's very angelic and like peaceful. Everyone knows him for Fireflies, but his production was very ahead of its time. Like Fred again makes songs that sound like his shit.
I think that's the first time we've gotten Owl City in this room.
yeah,
I believe.
and from
I like
us
that.
as well.
Big fans of his production and his music and his. We were listening to him on the way here.
You can't even find that guy. Like no one can get an interview with him.
Yeah, you actually had a sit down with him once. Remember back in?
I only got to stand next to him for a couple seconds.
Oh, okay.
Was
you
it at
didn't
a
just sit.
Duncan?
It wasn't
No,
a
it
Dunkin'.
wasn't.
There's no,
It was
there's
at
no
a
ton of
Dunkin'.
Dunkins in Australia, but we do love Dunkin' Donuts.
We love you, Duncan.
So
Donuts.
Christian, you're the final one. What artist?
I'd say Kendrick Lamar. I think just
Currently,
growing
Yeah.
up as well. Good Kid, Mad City.
that was a great album.
I've listened to that album back to back to back. I know it like word for word. Just have a lot of questions about the storytelling. ASAP Rocky would be really cool since we're in New York.
No, he'd be so cool to talk to. I would just want him to be my friend.
I don't know if I'd want to sit next to him though. He's so cool.
That's what I mean. I can't like bring Jordan around him or
Yeah,
anything.
He's too handsome.
He's too handsome.
He'll still your girl, even though he has a girl.
Well, and he has like Rihanna.
Yeah.
Not just any girl. Rihanna. On that note, one more time, let's show some love. Chase Atlantic.
Thank you guys. You guys have been amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Dunkin'
And thank you,
Donuts.
Duncan. I was tired when this interview started, and I'm feeling a little more
Now we're
pepped up
feeling
for this coffee.
really pepped.